Viewers, good evening. In the blazing aftermath of Operation Sindoor, India stands tall. Its resolve unbreakable. Its message to Pakistan unmistakable. Terror will be crushed no matter the cost. The Modi Doctrine, viewers, is decisive, fearless, and more importantly, unapologetic. This has electrified the nation from the streets of Surat to the hills of Shillong. Indians are united in pride, chanting the name of a leader who has put Pakistan on the mat and redefined India's global stature. Yet in this moment of triumph, people like Rahul Gandhi and a crumbling ecosystem cling to a shameful script of denial, demanding sabut, betraying the bravery of our armed forces. Snubbed by his own netas, Tharoor and Chidambaram, Rahul stands like a prince deserted by his party and a puppet of an ecosystem that peddles doubt over duty. Viewers, Operation Sindoor was a masterclass in retribution. Have no doubts about it. After the Pahalgam terror attack claimed 26 innocent lives, our forces struck with surgical precision, dismantling Pakistan's terror infra. The world has taken notice. Global experts have praised India's strategic clarity. The Modi Doctrine is not just policy, viewers, it's a pledge to every Indian that their security is non-negotiable. But Rahul Gandhi, the eternal doubter that he's become, is leading a Congress party that's becoming a caricature of itself. While the nation rallied behind its forces and praised PM Modi's leadership, Rahul's loyalists have been making posters with a message, Rahul is fired, Modi is ceasefire. Then there is an insidious demand for proof of the strikes. Congress leaders like Karnataka MLA Manjunath, others like Imran Masood have been parroting this line, echoing the shameful skepticism of 2016 and 2019, the two previous surgical strikes. This is not just distrust in the Indian Army, our forces. It's a deliberate attempt, viewers, to undermine national morale for political scraps. The real blow to Rahul comes from within. His own netas, sensing the public's pulse, have abandoned him. I told you the two names, Tharoor and now Mr. Chidambaram. Viewers, the Modi Doctrine has prevailed and ecosystem's collapse is its own doing. The verdict is clear. Mazbuti has won. Doubt has lost. Let's just hope sense prevails sooner than later. Sample the reactions.
ಏನು ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಬೂಟಾಟಿಕೆಗೆ 4 ಫ್ಲೈಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇದು ಮಾಡೋದಾ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಪರಿಹಾರನ ಇದು 28 ಜನ 27 ಜನ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತೀಯರಿಗೆ ಗಂಡಸರು ಸತ್ತರಲ್ಲ ಆ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳಿಗೆ ಇದೇನಪ್ಪ ಪರಿಹಾರ ಕೊಡೋದು
ಆಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಕರೆದು ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಕನ್ವೀನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಹೇಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅರೆ ಈ ಯುದ್ಧ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆದಾಗ ಆಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು RSS ಗೆ ಬ್ರೀಫಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ RSS ಗೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೇನ್ರಿ ಸಂಬಂಧ
कांग्रेस पार्टी INC नहीं ANC एंटी नेशनल कांग्रेस बन चुकी है तो आज ओल्ड नॉर्मल पर कांग्रेस फिर भी चल रही है और वो ओल्ड नॉर्मल वही है कि पाकिस्तान को क्लीन चिट दो पाकिस्तान को बताओ भाईजान सेना के मनोबल का और सेना के पराक्रम का करो अपमान
The future is not so bright as Mr. Mrityunjay Singh Yadav said. He seemed to feel that the India alliance is still intact. I'm not sure. It's only Salman can answer because he was part of the negotiating team for the India alliance. If the India alliance is totally intact, I'm very, very happy. But it is, it shows it's at the seams it's frayed. There are still events which will unfold, which can be. But the underlying premise of Mr. Yadav's argument is correct. If you want to take on the formidable BJP machinery, in my experience and my reading of history, there has been no political party which is so formidably organized as the BJP. In every department, it's formidable. It's not another political party.
Even leaders like Mr. Chidambaram are praising not just Modi's leadership, but they are saying BJP is so formidable that there is no future for India alliance. Let's quickly open this up. RP Singh, the national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Suhail Seth, needs no introduction, Tushar Gupta, Sanjay Jha, Ravi Srivastav, Vivek Srivastav, and Tehseen here with me in the studio completes the panel. Suhail, let me begin by asking you, I'm sure you've heard some of these reactions. Now, there are some people in the Congress who want proof, sabut, as we say. Sabut chahiye inko. The world is talking about what we've done. There's satellite imagery, but they're stuck at sabut.
I've said this on your program several times, and Sanjay may answer this because, he knows that ecosystem better than most of us do. I've never understood why in a time of national crisis does the Congress party display venomous cynicism. And I use the phrase with great care. The reason is you fly against national sentiment, you question national resolve, and you doubt the national will. When these three things come into play, you create an abhorrence, not only for the party, but equally for its leader. When you have people like Chidambaram and Salman Khurshid or Shashi Tharoor, for instance, they're very clear. The BJP might want to say that, they're now talking the BJP language. No, but they're talking the language as any Indian should. Ultimately, our political leaders are representatives of the Indian people and the Indian aspiration, the Indian belief, and the Indian resolve. I've never understood. Rahul Gandhi, to my mind, is walking a very slippery slope. And I have zero issues with him as a leader or, as a person. I will never say that, he's anti-national or he's a traitor. I will never use those words because I don't believe in that. All I'm trying to understand is why should someone like Rahul Gandhi, whose family has served this country, whose grandfather was responsible and played a big role in our freedom movement, why would you constantly do this to your own detriment and to the detriment of your party? You do three things then, Pranesh. A, you leave very little wriggling room for other political leaders or your colleagues in that party. Number two, you allow yourself national shame, national disgrace, and national, where people begin to doubt your nationalism. The third, and this is the most important point, these are times when you stand united, not just through a letter, but even in spirit. That is missing. And mark my words, Pranesh, it will haunt the Congress party more than you and I can imagine. Because people, when the country is involved, everything else is secondary. When India is involved, everything else falls behind. So I'm not saying that don't question the government. Of course you must. That's their job. And if you don't question the government, you don't have a democracy. But a democracy doesn't mean you ridicule the government, you make fun of our resolve, and you question our ability either militarily or economically. That's my worry with the Congress of today. And I hope this will change.
Let's get Sanjay Jha to, respond to this. He was listening intently. Sanjay Jha, I'm sure you've seen a poster. The Congress party has put out a poster that says Rahul is fire and Modi is ceasefire. What does this mean? Why should, a poster like this be made and, publicized, etc., etc.?
Pranesh, good evening to you and to all my panelists on the program. First and foremost, I think it needs to be re-articulated. It's important to say so. But I think the opposition, including the Congress, I think has been exemplary and extraordinary in supporting the government's actions ever since actually the horrific Pahalgam terrorist attack happened. So it'll be extremely unfair if one is going to cherry pick a few comments here and there made by sundry people and make it appear as if that is a party line. It is not. Let me make that very categorical. When it comes to national security, foreign policy, terror, these are issues on which every citizen is, I think, bipartisan. Even on the program, there are people I disagree with politically, but I think on that issue, there is no debate. There is, however, a couple of points that I do want to mention, Pranesh, and I think because you have done an introduction, sans mentioning these points, it becomes my responsibility to bring them for the benefit of your viewers. Pranesh, are you aware what the Deputy Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, Mr. Jagdish Devdas, said today? He said that the Indian armed forces have bowed down in front of Prime Minister Modi. And I want to say this in front of all your viewers and my fellow panelists. Can we start by respecting the Indian armed forces, ladies and gentlemen? They should never be brought into the political theater. Politicians will do it. I'm also a politician. But for God's sake, keep the Indian armed forces brave, courageous. They are sacrosanct. Let's respect them. And I think this is something, these lines are getting crossed. I'll give you another example. Mr. Vijay Shah has made a lot of headlines over the last 3 days. Did you hear his disgusting comment on Colonel Sophia Qureshi? I mean, bringing in communalism into one of the bravest officers we have. What kind of pedestrian, pathetic, and puerile conversations are we having in our own country at a time when we have to look entirely different? I'm not even going to repeat the trolling of a very distinguished Foreign Secretary in Vikram Mishri, who happens to be my batchmate. We studied together.
No, Mr. Jha, who's condoning all of this?
A lovely human being.
No, the two or three things that you've mentioned, who's condoning here? I don't think anyone on the panel, but you have, people by dozens in the Congress party and the larger ecosystem, you know who they are, who've been, going after our forces, after the government. This is not the time to, point score.
You mentioned that because I want to add one more name as somebody who has empathy for a woman who went through a brutal murder of a husband during the time when she was with him in Pahalgam. I don't know how to explain who to blame, but there is an ecosystem here. Okay, call it right wing, call it extreme fundamentalism, I don't know, who attacked Himanshi Narwal. I mean, for God's sake, there is a limit to human indecency.
I agree with you completely.
Please be together.
I agree with you. These are vile, filthy people who must be condemned. But will you, sir, I've just, there's a Congress MLA in Karnataka. Congress MLA is not an ordinary worker. You were saying, let's not pick on sundry people. You see, the Congress is now, unfortunately, people like you. Tehseen Poonawala have no say in the Congress party. But sundry people are running the, show.
Well, Pranesh, I can tell you on behalf of the party that I actually fight for ideologically day in and night out, I apologize for all it's worth for any stupid, preposterous and absurd remark being made. That's all I can say. But I can tell you this for a fact, that the party line is
Suhail
not
is saying
the
something.
same.
With due respect, and I know where Sanjay is coming from, and I know his heart is in the right place. Look at Sanjay Jha. Sanjay Jha today is a suspended member of the Congress party. And I say this with gravity. He, who has defended this party ad nauseum, has written about the ills and provided solutions, has not been rehabilitated. And he may be totally fine with it. But it tells you of the rot. And I agree with Sanjay about one other thing. Political discourse and political abuse is now party agnostic. This chap, Vijay Singh, or whatever the hell his name is, in Bhopal, in Madhya Pradesh, should be hauled over the coals. There should be no leniency. There is no way that this man should serve in a cabinet of the Madhya Pradesh government, which is a BJP-ruled government. They should sack the guy. He's an absolute scoundrel as far as I'm concerned. So there should be no let-up.
You're right, and but that can't be, the defense of Mr. Jha or someone else in the Congress party that, look, You have to act against these people and only then will we act. Vivek Srivastava, do you also need sabut of Operation Sindoor, sir, of what we've been able to do?
No, it is not the question of sabut, and I do not know why we are discussing the Congress. The Congress is not running the government. आप डिस्कशन कांग्रेस पार्टी के आर्किटेक्चर, ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, लीडरशिप पे कर रहे हैं, पता नहीं क्यों. आप बीजेपी के फेलियर पे करिए ना डिस्कशन, सर. You failed as a nation because of this government and the External Affairs Ministry. Pakistan got a huge aid from International Monetary Fund in the morning, और शाम को कह रहे हैं ट्रम्प साहब सीज फायर मैंने करा दिया. ये क्या ह्यूमिलिएशन करा के आए हैं बीजेपी वाले? इसको पूछो ना. कांग्रेस क्या कर रहे हो कि कांग्रेस में क्या है क्या नहीं है. कांग्रेस को करना है वो 2029 में.
People who are demanding sabut, people who need proof of what we've done, आप उनको कुछ नहीं बोलेंगे, कंडेम नहीं करेंगे. Do you echo that sentiment? Satellite imagery देखिए आपने. The world is talking about what we've done. Can you tell me name of one top analyst, someone who understands military affairs, strategy, what have you, who's saying what you are saying or what the ecosystem that you represent is saying? नहीं मिलेगा सर. लेकिन पता नहीं आप लोग डिनायल में है.
मेरी बात सुनिए. नहीं, कोई डिनायल नहीं. पहली चीज तो मिलिट्री स्ट्रेटेजिस्ट से इस वक्त बात करने का मतलब क्या है? जो अटैक्स थे हो चुके, जो डैमेज हमने करना था कर दिया. आप सरकार की नीतियों पे डिस्कशन करिए ना सर. आप तो ऑपोजिशन को कटघरे में खड़ा कर रहे हैं. सरकार मुंह काला करा के आई है. नॉट अ सिंगल कंट्री स्टूड विद इंडिया.
ओके, सरकार मुंह काला करा के आई है. सरकार मुंह काला करा के आई है. हमने बहावलपुर में अटैक कर दिया, टेररिस्ट मारे, सरकार ने मुंह काला करा लिया. मुरीदके में मारे हमने टेररिस्ट, सरकार ने मुंह काला करा लिया. यही है. ये आपका कौन सा लॉजिक है विवेक श्रीवास्तव?
सेपरेट. The government and the army are two separate entities. You are trying to quote the army और उसके पराक्रम को आप सरकार का पराक्रम बता रहे हो.
एक मिनट. वेरी गुड. आई एम ग्लैड दैट यू ब्रॉट इट अप. मैं करना नहीं चाहता था विवेक श्रीवास्तव. सिंस यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट दिस, लेट्स टेक यू बैक टू 1971. या व्हाई गो दैट फार? अभी कांग्रेस के पोस्टर्स देखे हैं आपने? लॉर्डिंग इंदिरा गांधी, वो क्या था? डिड इंदिरा गांधी गो टू ढाका? Was she there when the instrument of surrender was signed? Or were you there with Indira Gandhi then? Vivek Srivastava? कौन से किताब में पढ़ा था आपने that Indira Gandhi was there in Bangladesh? Who fought? Who fought in 1971? The Congress Seva Dal. Who fought? Our forces fought. Then why are Congress leaders now crediting the win? Because the political will is important, and which is why, and rightfully so, Indira Gandhi deserves the credit. But you see how you're changing the goalpost. Tushar, was Indira Gandhi there in Dhaka when the instrument of surrender was signed? I don't know. Vivek Srivastava होंगे वहां पीछे. He must have seen. Tushar. Tushar, I don't think you can hear me. Let me bring in RP Singh. RP Singh जी, विवेक श्रीवास्तव कह रहे हैं कि सरकार ने अपना मुंह काला करवा लिया है.
मुंह तो इनकी पार्टी ने काला कराया था जब चाइना के साथ लड़ाई हुई थी 1962 के अंदर, और उसके बाद इन्होंने मिठाइयां बांटी थी यहां पर. जब हिंदुस्तान की आर्मी चाइना से हार गई थी तब इन्होंने मिठाइयां बांटी थी यहां पर. मुंह काला तो इन्होंने कराया है. और ये तबूत का सबूत मांग रहे हैं आज. ये किसके सबूत का सबूत मांग रहे हैं? ये सबूत मांग रहे हैं मुदस्सर कादियान खास का, कि उसका सबूत था नहीं था. ये सबूत मांग रहे हैं हाफिज मोहम्मद जमील का. ये सबूत मांग रहे हैं मोहम्मद यूसुफ अजहर का. ये सबूत मांग रहे हैं खालिद अबू कासाना का. ये सबूत मांग रहे हैं मोहम्मद हसन खान का. ये इनके लिए सबूत मांग रहे हैं कि वी शुड गिव देम सबूत फॉर देम. I mean, that's what the Congress party is. They ask sabut for tabut. But that's what the Congress DNA is. This is not the first time. You remember after surgical strike, after the air strike, after Balakot, their leaders asked for proof. वो एक चिड़िया मरी थी, दो पेड़ गिरे थे, रणदीप सुरजेवाला, no less than रणदीप सुरजेवाला. He asked for the proof. And then what are you talking? Whom are you asking proof for? Because of them, you remember this guy Rahul Gandhi was quoted by Imran Khan in UN Assembly, saying that Rahul Gandhi is saying that there is qatl-o-gharat which is happening in Kashmir, the bloodbath which is happening in Kashmir, and he was quoted exactly by no less than Imran Khan in UN Assembly. You look, their DNA is set. They are anti-national. They are being, as per me, they are being paid by Pakistan and China to speak the language and to build up an ecosystem.
You see, there's a time and occasion for everything. Like Suhail said, it is the job of the opposition to question the government. वो fundamental duty है. They have to do it. But that does not mean that for the sake of it, you start questioning everything that comes in the way. And Sanjay Jha is not in the party because he says the right thing. People who are in the party, individuals who can't answer one question on Turkey, who are asking one another, sir, aap boliye. You know the two people there, Jairam Ramesh and who was the other one? Jairam Ramesh and there was another guy, I forget the name. But Tushar, look what the Congress party has become. Pawan Kheda and Jairam Ramesh. Now this Congress MLA wants sabut. Vivek Srivastava is saying, सरकार ने अपने मुंह काले करवा लिए.
Look, Pranesh, there is certain degree of anarchy within the Congress. Let's agree to it. The leadership says one thing, the IT cell says another thing, the spokesperson say one thing, and the party leaders absolutely say a different line. So there is absolute complete anarchy within the Congress. No one listens to Rahul Gandhi, and probably they all have their reasons to do so. But since Sanjay Jha listed out how some people within the BJP or the right wing were doing or commenting certain things, we can pull out the list from Congress as well. Let's not forget what Robert Vadra said about Pahalgam. Let's not forget the graphic that was posted by the Congress, which had the caricature of the Prime Minister without its head. Let's not forget that just today there was a poster, Fire, Ceasefire, where Rahul Gandhi was shown superior because he's sort of wearing this false bravado before the public ahead of the Bihar Assembly elections. But my question is to Vivek Srivastava. He says India ne apna muh kala karwaya hai. Can he even name 5 military bases that we have hit in Pakistan? 5 military bases.
He will say we haven't hit 5.
The problem, Pranesh, the problem is these people just want to cry about everything. I have another question for Vivek Srivastava. He says India ne apna muh kala karaya hai. His communist friends in Bengal are protesting because we have put the Indus Water Treaty in a bench.
That's right. One CPM MP has also said something to this effect. हमने क्या किया वहां पे? What is the proof? Photo opportunity, etc., etc. Vivek Srivastava?
बिल्कुल सही कहा. अब आप सुनिए, मुझे 20 सेकंड दीजिए आप, और प्लीज गिव इट टू मी अनइंटरप्टेड. पहली चीज, 10 साल से बेवकूफ बना रखा है. 10 साल से बीजेपी ने बेवकूफ बना रखा है. पाकिस्तान तो हलवा है. बलूचिस्तान अलग हो जाएगा, सिंध को अलग कर देंगे, पीओके हमारा, अखंड भारत. उसके बाद जब युद्ध लड़े और सीज फायर किया तो नैरेटिव बदल गया. बोला साहब एक न्यूक्लियर पावर चाइना उसके समर्थन में, हम 4 दिन भी लड़े तो भी, आई मीन दैट इज हाउ इट शुड बी. पीस इज फाइनल. हमें
विवेक श्रीवास्तव, ये जो आप एक मिनट विवेक श्रीवास्तव 20 सेकंड हो गए. सुनिए, ये ब्रीफिंग आपको किसने दिया? डीजी आईएसपीआर. विच ब्रीफिंग आर यू टॉकिंग अबाउट? द ब्रीफिंग दैट आई नो did not have all of this. 1 minute, sir. Vivek Srivastava, answer one question. You seem to have a problem with ceasefire. Are you more qualified than Tharoor or Chidambaram? I'm just asking you. You are an engineer. I don't doubt that. But is your heart in the right place? Where is it? Try and locate it.
I am.
You won't find it. Nahi hai. Vivek Srivastava, Chidambaram is praising the Modi government. And what is this ceasefire balloon? Let me burst it. 8 minutes. Indira Gandhi ne 8 minutes, sir. What did Indira Gandhi do with the 93,000 Pakistani soldiers who surrendered? क्या किया आपने? Did you advise Indira Gandhi? आपने कुछ बोला था? कुछ बोला था आपने? पहले तो आप लोग बोल रहे थे एक्शन कब होगा. अब जब एक्शन हो गया उसके बाद पाकिस्तान begged for a ceasefire. You have a problem with that? बोलिए विवेक श्रीवास्तव.
I have a problem because you have brought down the bloody capitalist Americans. जाके ट्रंप के सामने सादर प्रणाम करके आए हो और उसने तुम्हारे कान उमेड़ के बोला कर सीज फायर और पाकिस्तानियों को पैसा दिलवाया आईएमएफ से, झुक के आए हो ट्रंप के सामने। अगर मोदी साहब कराते सीज फायर, I would have felt proud. I would have felt proud that it is my prime minister who says ceasefire, but it is the American prime minister. और कश्मीर का मुद्दा जो बायलेटरल था।
ओके, विवेक श्रीवास्तव, मुझे भी बहुत कुछ बोलना है, बट सुहेल, तुषार वो भी बोल रहे, आरपी सिंह जी, तहसीन hasn't spoken yet, Sanjay Jha, irritated by what's going on. But I want to ask, no, 1 minute. Suhail, before you come in, Sanjay Jha, do you agree with this argument by Vivek Srivastav that India surrendered to, its capitalist friend, America?
Well, one thing which I would like to kind of reiterate, let's not get too carried away with rhetoric or jingoism, but the bottom line is that it was indeed astonishing that we formally announced a ceasefire after the tweet by the US president. That I don't think anybody's denying that. Even supporters of Mr. Modi agree that that was extremely weird. And I think in a great number of ways, it appeared that we did what we did under pressure because India looked stronger against Pakistan. And at that point when you're dominating the cross-border conflict, I don't think we can call it
Sanjay
a war.
Jha, if you're saying that we were dominating the cross-border conflict, where is that acknowledgement? There is no acknowledgement. And you are saying it appeared. I mean, what do you expect from a man who posts his picture as a pope? Suhail has written a piece on it.
Sanjay, I did a piece in March for Open Magazine where I said the fallacy of greatness. The damage that Trump will cause to America is unfathomable and unimaginable, but that's for the Americans to worry. I don't even want to go there, how unhinged, how insanely egotistical and narcissist he is. But that's for the Americans to worry about. I want to take on an issue which Vivek highlighted. I was born and raised in Calcutta. I saw how the economy was decimated, with due respect, Vivek, by the communists. Industry was forced out of Bengal. We all know that. 1965, when the UDF came to power, and after that, when Jyoti Babu came, it was decimated. There were labor issues, there were gheraos, there was chaos. And I used to always say at that time, in front of Jyoti Babu, who, by the way, I had a lot of regard for because he allowed us to stage our play Bhutto. I would always joke with him and say that, Jyoti Babu, the communists have a problem for every solution. One of the most famous communist intellectuals at that time, Dr. Ashok Mitra, famously said, he says, I'm a communist, not a gentleman. Point I'm making is the world has moved on. We cannot keep going back to the past. And I'm saying, to paraphrase what Vivek and Sanjay said, I've said this before on your program, the BJP as a party, with due respect to the BJP spokesperson, and the government as a government, has been the worst communicator of the good that they have done. It has always been surrounded by the din of other nonsense. Don't eat this, don't do that,
right,
abuse someone. That is, again, to the detriment of the BJP as well as our government.
No, but forget that communication by the BJP. At least go by what our forces are saying. Who said that we've surrendered, ceasefire, etc., etc.? Vivek Srivastav is not going back in time, Suhail. He has a habit of, getting ahead of himself. He's time traveling. वो आगे जा रहे हैं, future में. Tehsin, of what we've discussed, what is your take?
Thank you, Pranesh, for getting me in the show. Let me clarify my position extremely clearly so there is no confusion. What happened on the night of May 6th leading on to May 7th, I want every viewer of Times Now to hear this. In the history of aircraft warfare, with 4.5 generation aircrafts has not happened. The world saw total domination by the Indian Air Force. Yes, there was a dogfight, 80-90 aircrafts on both sides. Pakistan attacked us, absolutely. In a matter of 30 seconds to leave 24 missiles, all 24 hitting their targets and destroying the 9 targets that we had set through is unbelievable to hit in the heart of Pakistan, but in the heart of Punjab. But the next day to put the Lahore air defense down. Because remember, on May 6th, we did not do what is called seeding. We did not suppress the enemy air defense system and went up in the air. It is a dogfight the world has not witnessed in recent times. And then what we've done post that, we've hit Karachi, we've hit Lahore, we've hit the Nurka base, which absolutely rattled Pakistan. And let there be no mistake, at 3:30, DGMO Pakistan picked up the phone and called DGMO India. There is no compromise on this. This is the fact. Who tweets what, says what is immaterial because the phone was picked up. Now, let me
Thank you.
May I put
No,
one
thank
thing
you for
across?
saying that.
A lot
now,
of
on the
people,
first part of what you've said,
Yes.
why do you think people like Vivek Srivastava are in disbelief? Why?
You know, I don't know, because unlike the previous Pulwama attack and the Balakot response, this time we had drones recording this. Even though the drones were destroyed, the videos came back to us, and those drones have been authenticated by everybody. So we have absolute evidence compared to the cheap photography that Pakistan did. But let me say something more important and which is more pertinent. I think at a time when we are going through, as a nation, a crisis, it is important all of us unite behind our government. There are questions that we have to raise. Some of them are justified questions. And I think when Parliament is convened, I think it'll be bereft if people like Manish Tiwari and Shashi Tharoor can raise those questions and not dialogue.
Yes, you are absolutely right.
We must have a dialogue with the government.
There is room for this, reasoned critique. Things that you've said, but people like Vivek Srivastava are in denial. मुंह काला करवा लिया.
It is.
मुंह काला करवा लिया. पाकिस्तान का मुंह काला कर दिया हमारे फोर्सेस ने. और ये बोल रहे हमने मुंह काला करवा लिया. काला मुंह कैसा दिखता है सर? Vivek Srivastava. No, let him answer. Let him answer. तहसीन, otherwise he'll get away. You see, it's important. Vivek Srivastava.
देखिए, see, I'll give you an advice, Pranesh. Okay? ये बीजेपी वालों के बातों में मत आइए. और कहीं आपने इनको पैसा दिया कराची में प्लॉट का, वो आपको मिलने वाला नहीं, ना तुषार को इस्लामाबाद.
विवेक श्रीवास्तव, this is not about the BJP, this is about our forces. ये ब्रीफिंग किसने किया था सर? ब्रीफिंग किसने किया था? ब्रीफिंग देखा था आपने? Not the one by DG ISPR. Did you see the briefing that would happen daily? वो मिस कर दिया आपने. YouTube पे देखिए. विवेक श्रीवास्तव, you should apologize. Apologize to our braves. This is not about the BJP. This is about our braves. Ravi Srivastava, will you stand in solidarity with Vivek Srivastava, or will you back our forces?
I absolutely stand with the forces of the army, the Indian army, but I do not stand with the government of India, which has definitely brought down the morale of the forces and the morale of the Indians across the country. And the word, I would say,
morale has come down because we hit Pakistan. How has the morale come down? Because we punished Pakistan?
It has come down. We were about to get the POK also. We were about to enter Pakistan.
अरे विवेक श्रीवास्तव, एक मिनट. विवेक श्रीवास्तव ताली बजा रहे हैं, आपको स्टैंडिंग ओवेशन भी दे सकते हैं. एक मिनट, मुझे एक बात बताइए. अभी संजय झा भी कह रहे थे, he was talking about dominance. आप बोल रहे हैं we were about to get POK. तो अगर आप ये बोल रहे हैं, then you are conceding that the government has a muscular policy, a mazboot policy, as they say.
I'll tell you. First thing, पहले किया कि हमको नोटबंदी करने दो, कर लीजिए आप, बर्बाद कर दिया देश को. फिर बोला कोरोना में ताली कटोरा बजाने दो, बजा लिया. इस बार अपोजिशन ने बोला आइए जो करना है करिए, आप आगे बढ़िए बस कैसे भी करके. क्या किया?
ऐसा नहीं बोल रहा था ऑपोजिशन. ऑपोजिशन कह रहा था, मैं आपको बताता हूं ऑपोजिशन क्या कह रहा है. आपके इंडिया अलायंस के लोग, लिसन टू महबूबा मुफ्ती. महबूबा मुफ्ती इज अगेंस्ट आवर गवर्नमेंट्स डिसीजन of suspending the Indus Water Treaty. This is Mehbooba Mufti. Listen to her. Now don't say who is Mehbooba Mufti. I know she is an OGW. Can you call her an OGW? Listen to her.
It's a humanitarian issue. तो पानी तो ये तो इंडस वैली की तो एक बहुत बड़ी सिविलाइजेशन रही है. जहां जहां से ये पानी बहा है वहां लोगों की बस्ती आई है. तो आज this should not be used as a weapon. We should not allow the rivers of Jammu and Kashmir to be weaponized. क्योंकि हमने जंग देख ली, वेपन्स की जंग हमने देख ली. ना अगर पानी को भी वेपनाइज करके आप किसी को पनिश करना चाहते हैं, मैं समझती हूँ ये नहीं है. जम्मू कश्मीर should become a bridge.
This person is so dangerous, so insidious, that, it'll take at least 5 shows like this to expose her. Have you ever heard, Tushar, Mehbooba Mufti say anything about Pak-based terror groups, or how Pakistan weaponizes, religion, etc., or uses its ground to breed terrorists? I haven't heard it.
Pranesh, I just have one question in this debate, and probably after that I have nothing else to contribute. Vivek Srivastava says that Bharat ne apna muh karwaya hai. Ravi Srivastava says that we have sort of let down our forces. I just have one question for Vivek Srivastava. Last year, the CPIM manifesto said that India should give up its nuclear arsenal. Today, when it has been called out, Pakistan's nuclear blackmail has been called out, will Vivek Srivastava say that yes, they were wrong in their manifesto and India should not give up its nuclear arsenal? And number two, I still haven't got my answer. Can he name 5 military bases in Pakistan that our forces have hit? I don't have those answers yet, Pranesh.
Let's try. या तो अभी आंसर मिलेगा या कल का मीम मिलेगा, दो ही पॉसिबिलिटी है.
आप सुनिए ना, अब अरे सुनिए ना सर, अभी ये डिप्रेशन में है. इनको इस्लामाबाद में प्लॉट खरीदना था. मोदी साहब ने कहा था मैं अखंड भारत बनाऊंगा. तुषार ने पैसे वैसे भी दे रहे थे कहीं जाके कि इस्लामाबाद में मुझे भी एक प्लॉट दे दो, तो अब वो मिला नहीं. अब मिला नहीं तो इनको डिप्रेशन हो रहा है कि अखंड भारत नहीं बन रहा. अरे ये तो स्ट्रांग निकल गए, चाइना उनके साथ, अमेरिका उनके साथ.
आपको बेजिंग में गेस्ट हाउस देंगे विवेक श्रीवास्तव.
कोई है ही नहीं मोदी.
बेजिंग में गेस्ट हाउस तैयार कर रहे हैं, वहां रखेंगे आपको. आंसर व्हाट तुषार इज सेइंग. सीधा सवाल है, आप जवाब क्यों नहीं देते सर? एक्सपोज तुषार.
सीधा सवाल है, फौज को बीच में मत डालो. फौज को कोई नहीं क्वेश्चन कर रहा. फौज की ब्रेवरी पे किसी ने नहीं कहा. हम भारत सरकार की मूर्खता क्वेश्चन कर रहे हैं.
अरे अगर कोई एमएलए बोल रहा है कि सबूत दिखा दो, तो किसको क्वेश्चन कर रहे हैं विवेक श्रीवास्तव? अगर कोई बोल रहा है सीडीएस सड़क का गुंडा है, किसको क्वेश्चन कर रहे हैं आप विवेक श्रीवास्तव? ये बताइए.
नहीं, आप सबूत इसलिए मांग रहे हैं क्योंकि लोगों को लगा यार
कौन है ये लोग?
अरे
कौन है ये लोग?
गवर्नमेंट है.
तुषार, तहसीन यूनिट सबूत, तहसीन यूनिट सबूत.
You know, this time we actually got unreal footage and was sent back to India. But I want to say something about what the Kashmiri leader who leans towards a very extreme side, she said.
Why are you being charitable? Leans towards?
She is extreme, and her sister was to release her sister from kidnappers. Terrorists were released. But I have to say something important. You know, this is a misconception I want the people of India and the viewers of Times Now to know. The Indus Water Treaty, the western rivers are completely with India. India does not have to give Pakistan water. The eastern rivers go with Pakistan. Her language is exactly
sense from Mehbooba Mufti.
But can you believe her language? Her language is exactly the same vocabulary. Bilawal Bhutto, who's not met his boyfriend for a really long time, said on the Sky News. Exactly what Bilawal, without his boyfriend, said is what Mehbooba Mufti said on this show.
I won't be surprised if she gets strips on WhatsApp from the other side. Omar Abdullah has called out Mehbooba Mufti.
It's unreal that
who is she trying to please? Sanjay Jha, on this debate, you have the last word before we move on. Why do you think people like Mehbooba Mufti are saying this?
Well, I don't want to make any statement on what she said, excepting to let the BJP know she was the chief minister in a BJP-supported government. So if people are calling her extremist today, she was extremist even earlier. So I think the BJP needs to...
And the BJP has learned the lesson. People have condemned the BJP for that. We have on this show, Sanjay.
Pranesh, I'm making a larger point. I think the big message emerging from all of this is that India needs to be little dehyphenated from its dependence on the United States of America. I can tell you the US is very opportunistic under Donald Trump, even more unpredictable. And I would say the way, if we are allowing the United States to dictate a lot of their, policies and influencing us because they want us as a bulwark against China, then it will come with a huge cost. And
no, but Sanjay, if you're saying that, then in the same breath, you must also say that then we must all act as united people, one united group, like Suhail said in the beginning. That is not happening. We all know that we have to do our own fighting. No one is coming. Perhaps Russia will come and help you, Israel will. But US, can't be trusted. You see the track record. Donald Trump will do what is good for him. His politics. We have to do what's good for India. Not for our politics. Let's move on, viewers. I thank some of you. Sanjay, thank you for taking